Hi, welcome to the next edition of Watching the Pioneer Meta. And today, we're going to talk about two decks that one of which is very interesting, and the other one is a resurgence of a deck that's been around for Pioneer for ages. But we're going to talk about it because it actually performed quite well in this tournament, and I'm kind of excited about showing it off, even though I don't really care for the deck, but I'm happy to see old iconic decks make a resurgence. But first, of course, as always, we're going to cover the meta changes. And again, there's not a lot of games actually being seen a lot of play. I was hoping it would start increasing due to the lack of interest of standard being god awful. And maybe I thought maybe people would pivot to a different format. And Pioneer is definitely the best format right now. I mean, we do have 4 10 percenters in the actual meta. So red deck wins. Is it Phoenix? Two different demon decks. You could consider they should be at 20% together. Actually, weirdly enough, they're 21% exactly. Because in that regard, 7.43%. Pretty good rogue percentage with 40 showing up here. And we have a control, Convoke, definitely seeing a lot more play. I've seen quite a bit of them make top cut. And of course, Scapeshift Mill still doing really well. Angels, Fang, Spirits. So like, there's a lot of decks here that I think are very interesting. So like, you could even Is It Cauldron from Standard is coming back, which is actually weird enough. Two of the decks we're talking about today are kind of those two. So the Is It Cauldron deck is quite spicy. So I wanted to talk about that. Not because it's like the one from Standard 100%, but I do think it's interesting. So let's go ahead and dive into the deck list. Like I said, the metas shifting is Convoke is the main one, and it's kind of taking a little minor percentages across the board. But other than that, like there's not much going on here. I guess Phoenix got a lot of traction. And of course, the prices of these decks are pretty reasonably cheap. So, like, since a lot of these cards aren't in standard and they don't see play in modern, they are just really good cards to have for Pioneer. So it has that sweet spot where it's cheaper than standard, it's cheaper than, of course, modern. It's probably the cheapest competitive format other than Pauper, if you like think of it that way, because like competitive Commander is quite expensive as well. So let's go ahead and dive into the two decks. So Is It Cauldron? We have the Mako, we have FOMO, we have Rona, which did rotate, which is a really good pickup as well. And then we have Mox Amber, which is really good as well. We have a lot of legendary creatures. We have some Impulses, some Agatha's Cauldron, Prophet. It's a little weird they play 4. I get it. It's probably really good in the deck. But honestly, I think I would probably stick with like 3 at tops because it's a legendary. But Arcanus, the Omnipotent. Man, this card is showing up in this deck, and that is spicy. Technically, it's standard legal. So if you are interested in trying this out in standard, go for it before it gets banned. But very interesting that this deck is playing that. It does combo quite well with Prophet because you just tap it, draw 3 cards. That's 3 counters you're distributing. Weirdly enough, we're only playing 1 Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which is arguably one of the best cards in the format. Sideboard, we have a Null for Artifact Enchantment counter, Alpine Moon in case we face, I guess technically the other deck we're talking about today. But mainly that's probably for, I guess, Scapeshift Mill? Because you do want to name the thing that keeps getting your guy back. So I guess that would be for that. Fire Magic, pretty solid sweeper effect. Counter Magic, a little bit of removal. Artifact removal, counter hate, a little bit more removal, a 0/8 blocker. Interesting. And then we have Gust for red and green decks. So against red, they play a lot of the mice and stuff. So tucking a mouse when it has a lot of counters, really great line there. So overall, I like this deck as a whole. And that Arcanus definitely is the reason why I wanted to talk about this deck. So next is, of course, Lotus Field. This deck picked up I think a solid performance. top 8, I believe, in a challenge. So not really a lot to talk about in regards to new cards, but I do think this is a pretty solid way of building the deck. It is playing Starting Town. I guess that makes a lot of sense since Lotus Field does make you sack it. So that's a really good pickup. We have Lear still. I'm not sure what this card right here is, but we have Faye to tutor out stuff from the sideboard. We have Zakama, which is really spicy. Love it. We have some... Oh, the Voice. So it's the 2-drop 1/3, I think. And they can't cast spells on your turn. We have Leyline of Sanctity, so that we can't get Thoughtseize. We have Get Lost for Planeswalker hate. Potentially Enchantment hate. Temporary Lockdown for aggro. Emergent Ultimatum to combo with your Fae Wishes. Pretty good thing there. Also, Fae Wishes can get your one of your win cons, which is Approach of the Second Sun. If you need more removal, we do have Soul Partition to bring in from the sideboard, which pretty solid there. And then Torpor Orb in case we need to turn off ETB effects from our opponent. So primarily that's most likely for maybe Convoke. That seems to be about it. Yeah, so overall this deck does feel pretty spicy. You have a lot of one-ofs. It includes to get with Fae Wishes in case, depending on what you want to do, you could easily win the game. So Approach win. You can just get it as a combo with Fae and just cast it and tap everything and just smack face. Pretty fun stuff there. So overall, this deck is built like I would expect most Emergent Ultimatum decks / Lotus Field decks are. But let me know in the comment section which one of these two decks is your favorite. Are you going to go and try this Arcanist build that seems like it's super spicy? I might actually want to play it myself through some arena matches, depending on if I have all of these cards on there or not. VV is a mythic. I'll have to find all that out. But let me know in the comment section if you want to see me play any of these decks on the channel. And until next time, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Standard is dropping right at the exact same time. I'll talk to you guys next week. We will, again, cover the meta shifts. But mainly, I think I told it when I originally created the series. This is a great way for me to talk about decks every single week without needing a lot of decks enough to cover for a decent video. So I'm able to cover the shifts and talk about that and a little bit of decks that are spicy. So, because before I was basically waiting until I got like 6 to about 8 deck lists, and I wasn't posting them regularly enough. Let me know in the comment section if I'm posting it too regularly. I mean, I think my views have not been as high as they used to be. So let me know in the comment section what you want me to know, and I'll talk to you guys next week.